No introduction required. Y'all see the topic of discussion. And shout out to E-Man67. Don't let them hold you down, man. But E-Man67 just gave me a topic of discussion right here. Now, I've been a strong advocate against paternity fraud and DNA testing being made mandatory at birth. But I want y'all to listen to this. You have a female begging the court to reject DNA paternity testing for the most obvious reason. But let's hear it.
Can I reject a paternity test as the mother of the child? Ex-husband wants a paternity test for our daughter. I have a couple of reasons for not wanting this to happen. First, it is my child and I don't want anyone taking her DNA without my consent. And I don't want to give that consent. Secondly, the money that my ex-husband provides in child support is vital to my daughter and I having a safe, stable place to live. If it turns out...
Well, to answer that question, unless she moves to France, depending on the stage that she in, there's a pretty good chance that it's not going to happen. And the fact that if her ex-boyfriend hires a damn good attorney, and he has every reason to suspect doubt that he's the father of that child, guess what? If a court orders DNA paternity testing, then guess what? That's how it's going to be. And the fact that she's requesting to refuse the DNA testing only makes her even more suspicious. So that's going to increase the chance of that DNA testing being put on that forefront because she has doubts. But why?
A certain someone else was the father, my daughter and I would be thrust into poverty. Is it possible to reject a DNA test of my daughter? Is it possible to mandate my ex-husband continue to pay child support even if he isn't the father, given that he undertook a fatherly role for 5 years?
Whoa, hold up there. Did she openly admit it that he was not the father? So basically, she's got her ex paying child support for a child that's not his. And she's so scared of that dirty little secret coming out that she's now begging if she can refuse paternity testing, which the answer is no, you can't. And I already explained the reason why. If the suspected father believes that he has doubt that the child is his, and he wants to know whether or not it's his child, guess what? There's no way in, out, and around this situation. That paternity test will happen. Now, there's a downside to it. Even if he's proven not to be the father, there are many cases to where the court will still have him pay child support and all other matters for a child that isn't his, even after he's been proven. This is why DNA testing should be mandatory and paternity fraud a crime. And once again, shout out to Tennessee for passing that law. Now these other states need to follow suit. what has Uncle JD Miles been saying for a long time? Every man has a right to know whether or not he's the father of the child. Likewise, every child has the right to know who their biological father is. And this woman here is breaking both. But by the end of the day, if her child finds out that the father she claimed is the father but not, and that child has to find out at an older age, this is going to affect the mother because you lied to your goddamn child. But let's continue on.
Years before he left us. So this woman cheated on him.
She knows that this is not his kid.
Yeah.
And she just wants him to pay for it. I can kind of understand the sentiment behind it. You know, you care a lot about your kid.
Then
but that's
you
just
should do
wrong.
something. Yeah.
That is wrong. But you still should not ruin a guy's life for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She cheated on him, she knows that's not his child, but yet she still pinned the child on him. And if he did sign that birth certificate, he's screwed. But this is the reason why. This is the reason why paternity fraud should be a crime and DNA testing mandatory, regardless of what these crybabies complain about. But that's all I'm going to say. I'm done, and I'm out this bitch. Later.